Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more true life stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. You're embarrassing me, Daniel, she hissed, forcing a smile as her hand rested casually on her wine glass while her friends laughed around her. They don't need to know you deliver pizzas. That one line, just a pizza boy, hit harder than any insult I've ever heard. The room went silent for a beat, long enough for the warmth in my chest to spike uncomfortably. My wife, Lily, was perched between her two college friends, both refined, both affluent, both smirking like my discomfort was part of the evening's entertainment. I tried to smile, but it didn't reach my eyes. Right, I said, placing the pizza boxes on the kitchen counter. Just the pizza boy. They laughed. She laughed. And something inside me cracked. 2 years ago, Lily used to praise me. She'd brag about how I built a small pizza delivery business from scratch, starting with nothing but a beat-up Honda. She'd bring me coffee during late nights and say, "You're going to make it big one day, Danny." Now she couldn't even look at me without rolling her eyes. I stood in her friend's pristine living room, pretending I belonged, though I knew I didn't. They drank wines with names I couldn't pronounce, spoke of networking as though it were a competitive sport. I didn't fit in there, but worse, I realized I didn't fit in with her anymore either. After the dinner ended, I grabbed my jacket. "I'll wait in the car," I said softly. "Don't be dramatic," she snapped, trailing me to the door. "They didn't mean anything by it." "You called me just a pizza boy," she scoffed. "Oh, come on, Daniel. It's a joke. You take everything so seriously." "No, Lily," I said, my voice shaking. "You don't call the man who pays half the mortgage a joke." Her face hardened. "You think delivering pizzas is paying the mortgage? You barely make anything." That one cut deeper than anything before. I stared at her, stunned. "Wow, don't twist my words," she said sharply. "I'm just saying I've worked hard to maintain a certain image with my friends. They're investors, lawyers. And I guess I'm too small for that world, right?" "Maybe not now," she concluded, arms crossed. That night she fell asleep scrolling through her phone, a faint smile on her lips. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, heavy not just with anger, but with a creeping suspicion that had been gnawing at me for weeks. The late-night texts, sudden business trips, her growing distance. Part of me wanted to believe it was stress. Another part, one that remembered the sting of pizza boy, knew otherwise. The next evening I took a delivery run myself, something I hadn't done in months. Even with multiple drivers and franchise growth, I like to go out occasionally, to remember my roots. But that night something felt off. Her business trip had supposedly begun that morning. I kissed her goodbye at sunrise, yet our shared location app, she had forgotten it was still active, showed her phone downtown at a hotel. My pulse quickened. Without thinking, I jumped in my car. The hotel smelled of wealth and excess. My heart pounded as I parked. Excuses, possibilities, lies, they all ran through my mind. I walked inside, still in my delivery uniform. Black polo and company logo stitched neatly on the chest. "Delivery for room 9008, I said, improvising the number. "Go right ahead, sir," the receptionist said with a polite nod. The elevator ride stretched endlessly. When the doors opened, I stepped into the hallway, palms sweating. Room 9008, her room number from an email confirmation. I knocked. Footsteps approached. Then the door swung open. Lily froze. Lipstick smudged, blouse slightly undone. And behind her, a half-dressed man I recognized instantly. The one who always commented on her photos, the friend from work. "Daniel," she whispered, trembling. I said nothing, just stared. Her face turned pale. The man stammered, "Hey man, this isn't what it looks like." I laughed, not bitterly, just hollowly. "Of course it is," I said softly. "You can keep her." Then I turned and walked away. The next few days were a blur. I buried myself in work, managing orders, answering calls, trying to ignore that image in my mind. She tried reaching me, texts, calls, but I didn't respond. Yet fate has a cruel timing. 1 week later, an invitation arrived for the same friends' weekly gathering. I had no reason to go, but a part of me needed to, maybe to confront her, maybe to end things on my terms. I arrived in jeans and a plain jacket. She, of course, looked flawless in a red dress, pretending nothing had happened. Her friends exchanged awkward glances. "Didn't expect to see you here," one muttered. "Yeah," I replied, sitting down. Thought I'd deliver a message in person. Lily shot me a warning look. Daniel, don't. Before I could speak, the TV flickered on. The host's voice filled the room. Tonight, we highlight one of the fastest-growing local businesses in the city, Fire Slice, founded by Daniel Rodas. Every head turned. There I was on the screen, shaking hands with investors, explaining our franchise expansion. From delivering pizzas in a beat-up Honda to running 5 thriving branches. The voiceover concluded, Daniel Arich's story proves that hard work and heart still matter in business. The room was silent. Lily's wine glass trembled in her hand. I looked straight at her. Guess the pizza boy did okay after all. Tears welled in her eyes. Daniel, I didn't mean. Yes, you did, I interrupted calmly. And that's fine because now I finally believe you. She followed me outside, clutching my arm. Please, Daniel, I made a mistake. I was scared of judgment, scared of losing status. Status? I asked, pulling away. You lost more than status, Lily. You lost me. She covered her face, sobbing. I didn't sleep with him, I swear. Don't, I said softly. Don't ruin this with another lie. Her sobs echoed in the night. I turned to my car, feeling free for the first time in months. Weeks later, the interview aired nationally. Emails and calls poured in from investors. Fire Slice was growing faster than I'd ever imagined. Lily sent one last text. I saw your interview. You were incredible. I miss you. I stared at it, then deleted it. Some words, like just a pizza boy, linger forever. But not all deserve a second chance. People ask why I still deliver pizzas even after success. I tell them the truth. It reminds me of where I came from. Of the night I learned that worth isn't defined by titles, clothes, or approval of people who doubted you. It's defined by rising after being told you're nothing. So I drive. I deliver. And every time I pass that hotel on Main Street, I remember who I was, the man who thought love meant forgiving everything. Now I know better. Sometimes the sweetest revenge doesn't scream. It shows quietly on a TV screen in front of the person who once called you just a pizza boy.